Welcome you all to today's lesson. Today's lesson we are picking on our task 1 from our assignment. There's a set build annotation from our primary schools through our JHS to our SHS. We've learned these very well. And here we are using the strings in an automaton to cross our set builder notations. We see that the string over the language 0, 1, 2 that begins with 1, 2. So here we have to list all the uh possible languages or the possible strings we can obtain for the language that starts with 1, 2. So an example is as you see where we have 1, 2, we have 1, 2, 1, 1, we have 1, 2, 0, 1, we have 1, 2, 2. There are a lot. Here our string over the alphabet A to Z that contains at least one AB. So here, all the strings we are supposed to list here are to contain at least one A or one B in are supposed to contain an A and a B and any other additions, or if they would just stay alone, the two of them still have to show in our string writings. In other words, every string that has AB occurring as a substring anywhere in it should pick up for this language. Here in the third language, that is where XY is a member of the language uh storage. And neither X nor Y contains that is the THE as a substring. So in the third language, the strings over the language THE that contains exactly one copy of THE. So it should not contain two or more of the alphabet combinations that is THE. Yeah, this restricts the count of the substring THE to precisely one occurrence. The prefix X and suffix Y around it must themselves be free of THE. Strings that represent positive odd integers. So we have in the fourth language, all positive integers are supposed to be listed. So an example is 0, 0, 1, and what are few or positive odd integers. Hence, the numbers 2, 4, 6, 8 are not to be present in our writing of these. Take note. All even numbers are not to be present in the writing of our language containing just positive odd integers. In the B, we see that the DFA over the language X and Y. So for each language below, the states are named A, that is the start state, B, C, where C is an accept state or a final state. The construction tracks the longest relevant suffix of the input read so far. So the strings that end in X and XY. So here we see that when we move from our start state to our initial state. So from the start state, we move to B, and then from B, we can access C with our variable Y. So here we see the language X and Y. If we also move Y, X, we can also move X and Y. So no matter what we do, our ending uh moving towards our end or to a final state in this automaton, we would have to use the string values of X, Y. In our second example, the string that ends in X's, we see that no matter what we do, our final strings here would continue to stay in excess. So for this y, where we have y, y, or a y, y. Thank you very much for joining this class. I'll meet you next time. Bye bye.